Hey, fourth grade, I'm going to read you our story for this week, The Land of Little Water. Have you ever wondered what would happen if it never rained? Do you think it would be possible to live without water? Think about all the reasons that we need water. When you want a drink of water, all you have to do is turn on the faucet. When you get dirty, you take a shower. We also use water for cooking and for cleaning our clothes. If it never rained, we would soon run out of water. Lakes, rivers, and reservoirs would dry up. If you turn on a faucet, nothing would come out. Before long, everyone would wish for rainy weather. Plants depend on water just as much as we do. For example, trees need a certain amount of rainwater to stay alive. Fortunately, most places get enough rain each year to keep the grass, trees, and other plants healthy. However, in some years there's less rain than usual. Dry weather that continues for a long time is called a drought. Recently, California had a drought that lasted for 7 years. Dry spells can be difficult for plants and for people and animals. Some parts of the country get more rainfall each year than others. For example, New York City gets about 40 inches of rain each year. New Orleans gets 55 inches. Dallas gets 34 inches, and San Francisco gets 20 inches. Las Vegas, however, only gets 6 inches of rain each year. As you might guess, Las Vegas is located in the desert. You won't see rolling green hills and thick forests in the desert. There isn't enough rain to produce such a landscape. Except for a few places, such as the green golf courses in Palm Springs, the desert is dry and brown. Green golf courses are possible only because water is piped in from far away. The great deserts of the American Southwest stretch across Southern California, Nevada, Arizona, and parts of New Mexico and Utah. One writer referred to this region as the empty quarter. He was looking down while flying over the desert in a plane. The empty land below reminded him of the vast empty spaces in the desert kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Although the desert looks empty when seen from above, it isn't empty at all. At ground level, it has an amazing variety of plants and animal life. The desert plants and animals have developed ways to survive in a land of little water, very little water. While places such as Las Vegas get 6 inches of rain a year, other places get less than 1 inch. Indeed, in some years, certain places in the desert get no rain at all. How do plants manage to live in a place with so little water? Desert plants have had to develop clever methods for storing water. The cactus is a common type of desert plant. The saguaro, prickly pear, strawberry hedgehog, and barrel cactus are just a few of the many kinds of cacti found in the desert. Desert rainfall usually comes in light showers and brief downpours. Only the top few inches of soil get wet. A cactus absorbs as much of this water as possible. It takes in water through its shallow roots and stores it in its stem. Once a cactus is filled with water, it can grow for several weeks. It can then wait many months for the next rainfall. Barrel cacti have been known to survive for a year without rain. Of course, animals get thirsty in the desert too. One source of water for them is desert plants. Because cacti are spiny, they are protected from thirsty animals. Some other desert plants are protected from animals because they are poisonous. In the Arizona desert, the giant saguaro cactus towers above the surrounding scrub brush. The saguaro is as tall as a tree, however, it has no leaves. Leaves would allow the plant to lose too much water. The saguaro gets its water through shallow roots. They spread out far beyond the plant. Pleats on the spiny skin allow the saguaro to stretch and swell as it takes in water. The saguaro is the center of a habitat that is teeming with hundreds of creatures. They include birds, lizards, insects, spiders, snakes, and other little animals. They all make their home in or around the saguaro. In time, though, the saguaro grows old and dies. Winds topple the giant cactus to the ground. The fallen cactus no longer teems with life. The little creatures that lived in it must go off into the brush to find new homes. The saguaro decomposes where it has fallen. When a plant decomposes, it is slowly absorbed into the soil and sand. The high desert of California is the home of another interesting desert plant. It is called the Joshua tree. This strange-looking tree belongs to the yucca family of plants. It is found mainly in Joshua Tree National Monument in the Mojave Desert. Joshua trees can survive frost and snow as well as blazing heat. Joshua trees have arms that shoot out at odd angles. They twist into human-like gestures. The tree has a ring of spikes around the tip of each branch. Its dark green leaves are shaped like the point of a spear. They are stiff, leathery, and as sharp as a knife. The small size of the leaves means the plant doesn't lose too much of the water stored in its roots. Like the saguaro cactus, the Joshua tree is the center of a complex habitat. The tree offers a perch or shelter to many different kinds of creatures. Living in and around a Joshua tree are woodpeckers and other birds, wood rats, weevils, termites, yucca moths, snakes, and lizards. In many parts of the desert, what little rainfall there is comes during the winter. The springtime brings a brief period when the desert bursts into bloom. At this time, a visitor will be greeted by an amazing sight. The desert will be carpeted by the yellow, white, lavender, orange, and pink blossoms. Some offer sweet nectar to birds and insects. For a short time, the dry brown lands of little rain turns into a land of brilliant colors.